Did you know that the bedtime snacks you're eating to stay healthy could be silently raising your creatinine levels while you sleep? Research reveals that millions of people with declining kidney function unknowingly consume foods before bed that force their kidneys to work overtime during the body's most critical repair phase. If you've experienced unexplained morning puffiness, persistent fatigue that hits hardest after waking, or swelling in your legs and ankles, your nighttime eating habits might be accelerating kidney damage. The consequences extend beyond discomfort. Elevated creatinine signals that waste products are accumulating in your bloodstream, potentially leading to cardiovascular complications, bone disorders, and progressive kidney failure. What makes this particularly dangerous is that kidney decline happens silently until function drops below 25%. I'm going to reveal 4 common bedtime snacks that scientific evidence links to elevated creatinine and kidney stress, then show you 3 evidence-based alternatives that support overnight filtration and waste removal. The kidney disease epidemic affects over 37 million American adults, yet most don't realize their kidneys are struggling until significant damage has occurred. Your kidneys filter approximately 180 liters of blood daily, removing metabolic waste products, including creatinine, a byproduct of normal muscle metabolism. During sleep, when most organs slow their activity, your kidneys continue working at near-peak capacity, processing the day's accumulated waste while balancing electrolytes and regulating fluid levels. This overnight filtration becomes especially critical because you're not consuming water during those 6 to 8 hours, meaning your blood becomes more concentrated and harder to filter. When you add problematic foods right before bed, you're essentially asking already stressed organs to handle an additional burden precisely when they should be operating most efficiently. The challenge is that conventional snacking advice rarely considers kidney function. Most people reach for foods marketed as healthy without realizing these choices can spike blood pressure, trigger inflammation, and elevate waste products that damaged kidneys struggle to clear. Research from major nephrology centers shows that nighttime eating patterns directly influence morning creatinine levels, yet this connection remains largely unknown outside specialized medical circles. Your evening food choices set the metabolic conditions your kidneys face during their most demanding work period, making bedtime nutrition arguably more critical than breakfast or lunch for kidney protection. Number 4, high potassium fruits before bed. Bananas, oranges, dried fruits, and even fruit juices seem like innocent, healthy snacks. But for anyone with compromised kidney function, these high potassium choices before bed create dangerous conditions overnight. Potassium is essential for muscle and nerve function under normal circumstances, but damaged kidneys lose their ability to efficiently regulate potassium levels. When you consume high potassium foods late at night, your kidneys must work aggressively to maintain safe blood levels while simultaneously processing other metabolic waste. A single banana contains approximately 420 milligrams of potassium, while an orange provides around 240 milligrams, amounts that healthy kidneys handle easily, but that stressed kidneys struggle to regulate during sleep. The mechanism involves your kidneys' filtration capacity and hormone regulation. Normally, kidneys excrete excess potassium through urine, while hormones like aldosterone help maintain balance. When kidney function declines below 60% of normal, stage 3 chronic kidney disease, this regulatory system begins failing. Potassium that should be eliminated instead accumulates in your bloodstream, a condition called hyperkalemia. Research published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that patients with stage 3-4 CKD who consumed high potassium snacks before bed showed significantly elevated morning potassium levels compared to those who avoided these foods, with levels remaining elevated well into the following day. The overnight danger is particularly acute because you're not urinating as frequently during sleep, giving potassium more time to accumulate in your blood. High potassium levels directly affect your heart's electrical system, potentially causing irregular heartbeats, palpitations, or in severe cases, cardiac arrhythmias that can be life-threatening. Unlike sodium excess, which causes gradual damage, potassium imbalances can trigger acute emergencies. Your heart muscle requires precise potassium concentrations to maintain normal rhythm. Too much causes dangerous conduction problems that manifest as chest pain, weakness, or even sudden cardiac events. Beyond immediate cardiac risks, elevated potassium creates additional kidney stress. Your kidneys respond to high potassium by activating compensatory mechanisms that increase workload on remaining functional nephrons. This forced overtime accelerates the decline of kidney function over months and years. Additionally, many people combine multiple high potassium foods, perhaps banana slices with peanut butter or orange juice with dried apricots, unknowingly creating a potassium overload that overwhelms their kidneys' capacity. Hidden sources compound this problem. Many healthy evening smoothies blend bananas, spinach, and yogurt, all high-potassium ingredients. Trail mixes often contain dried fruits and nuts, both potassium-dense. Even tomato-based snacks like salsa or marinara sauce pack substantial potassium that people don't consider when choosing bedtime foods. Number 3. Salty processed snacks and crackers. Chips, pretzels with regular salt, salted crackers, and savory baked goods represent some of the most kidney-damaging bedtime choices because of their extreme sodium content. A single serving of regular potato chips, about 15 chips, contains 150-200 milligrams of sodium, while flavored varieties can exceed 300 milligrams. When consumed before bed, this sodium triggers a cascade of problems that stress your kidneys throughout the night. People with kidney disease should limit sodium to allow 1,500-2,000 milligrams daily, meaning one evening snack can consume 10 to 20% of that budget while providing minimal nutritional value. Sodium's impact on kidney health operates through blood pressure and fluid retention mechanisms. When you consume excess sodium, your blood becomes hyperosmolar. The concentration of dissolved particles increases. Your body responds by retaining water to dilute the blood back to normal concentration. This water retention increases total blood volume, which elevates blood pressure throughout your vascular system. The increased pressure damages the endothelial cells lining your glomerular capillaries, the tiny filtering units in your kidneys. Over time, repeated pressure spikes cause glomerulosclerosis, the scarring and hardening of kidney tissue that permanently reduces function. A comprehensive study in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology tracked over 3,000 participants for 8 years, finding that those in the highest sodium intake quartile showed a 29% increased risk of rapid kidney function decline compared to those in the lowest quartile, even after controlling for hypertension, diabetes, and baseline kidney function. The study revealed that sodium's damaging effects were independent of blood pressure changes, suggesting direct toxicity to kidney cells through inflammatory pathways and oxidative stress. The nighttime component amplifies these problems. When you sleep, your body enters a period of reduced activity and lower metabolism. The sodium you consumed sits in your system for 6 to 8 hours without being diluted by water intake or eliminated through frequent urination. This prolonged exposure gives sodium more time to create inflammation and trigger renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system activation, a hormonal cascade that constricts blood vessels and further elevates blood pressure. Your kidneys wake up drowning in a hypertensive, inflammatory environment that takes hours to normalize, even if you make better choices the following day. Morning symptoms reveal this overnight damage. Patients often notice puffy eyes, swollen ankles, and facial edema upon waking, direct evidence that their kidneys couldn't eliminate the excess fluid overnight. This visible swelling represents invisible damage to delicate kidney structures. The cardiovascular strain also manifests as morning headaches, dizziness, or an elevated heart rate as your body tries to compensate for fluid overload. Processed crackers hide additional dangers beyond sodium. Many contain phosphate additives, compounds like sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, or monocalcium phosphate, used to improve texture and extend shelf life. These inorganic phosphates are absorbed much more efficiently than natural phosphorus in whole foods, creating phosphorus overload that damaged kidneys cannot excrete. Elevated blood phosphorus pulls calcium from bones, weakening skeletal structure while simultaneously depositing in blood vessels, causing dangerous calcification that worsens kidney disease progression. Number 2, high-protein evening snacks. Cheese, deli meats, protein bars, Greek yogurt, and nut butters seem like smart bedtime choices for stable blood sugar. But high-protein intake before sleep creates excessive metabolic waste that struggling kidneys cannot efficiently process overnight. When your body breaks down protein, it produces nitrogen-containing waste products, including urea and creatinine, that must be filtered by your kidneys. A single ounce of cheese contains 6 to 7 grams of protein, while a typical protein bar packs 10 to 20 grams, amounts that create substantial filtration burden for already compromised kidneys. The metabolic pathway explains why timing matters critically. Protein digestion requires your body to break peptide bonds, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream. Your liver then processes excess amino acids through deamination, removing nitrogen groups and converting them to urea. This urea travels through your blood to your kidneys for excretion. Simultaneously, your muscles produce creatinine as a byproduct of creatine metabolism, a process that continues even during rest. When you consume high-protein foods before bed, you're adding dietary protein breakdown to the baseline muscle metabolism, essentially doubling the waste load your kidneys must handle during sleep. Research in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology examined protein intake patterns in CKD patients and found that those consuming more than 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight showed faster rates of kidney function decline over 5 years compared to those maintaining controlled protein intake. The study was particularly concerning because many participants didn't realize their evening snacking habits were pushing them over recommended limits. They correctly limited protein at meals, but added substantial amounts through snacks without tracking total daily intake. The overnight processing challenge becomes clear when you understand kidney workload. During sleep, your glomerular filtration rate, the measure of how much blood your kidneys filter per minute, drops slightly as your body enters rest mode. Adding high-protein breakdown products during this reduced capacity period forces your kidneys to work harder, precisely when they should be operating at lower intensity. The accumulated urea and creatinine remain in your bloodstream longer, creating higher peak levels that damage kidney tubules through osmotic stress and inflammatory responses. Phosphorus content in protein-rich snacks compounds the problem. Cheese, yogurt, and nuts contain substantial phosphorus that damaged kidneys struggle to eliminate. Unlike sodium, which causes immediate fluid retention, phosphorus accumulates gradually but causes severe long-term consequences. Elevated blood phosphorus stimulates parathyroid hormone release, which pulls calcium from bones to buffer the excess. This creates a vicious cycle, weakening bones while simultaneously depositing calcium phosphate complexes in blood vessels and soft tissues, including kidney tissue itself, accelerating functional decline. Hidden protein sources catch many people off guard. Hummus, while plant-based, still contains meaningful protein from chickpeas. Trail mixes combine nuts and seeds, both protein-dense. Even seemingly light snacks like whole grain crackers contain 2 to 3 grams of protein per serving that adds up when combined with other foods. The cumulative effect of multiple small protein sources can equal a large, high-protein snack without people realizing they've overconsumed. Number 1. Sugary treats and desserts. Cookies, ice cream, candy bars, sweetened yogurt, and baked goods represent the most insidious bedtime kidney stressors because they combine multiple damaging elements. High sugar content that destabilizes blood glucose, inflammatory ingredients that damage kidney tissue, and often hidden sodium and phosphorus that compound the assault. A typical cookie contains 10-15 grams of sugar, while a bowl of ice cream can pack 20-30 grams, amounts that trigger metabolic chaos precisely when your kidneys need stability. People with diabetes and kidney disease face double jeopardy because elevated blood sugar directly damages the glomerular filtration apparatus while simultaneously impairing the kidney's ability to heal. The glucose-kidney damage connection operates through multiple mechanisms. When blood sugar spikes after consuming sweets, excess glucose molecules bind to proteins throughout your body in a process called glycation. These glycated proteins, advanced glycation end products or AGEs, accumulate in kidney tissue, causing inflammation, oxidative stress, and progressive scarring. Research published in Diabetes Care found that patients with poorly controlled blood sugar showed 2 to 3 times faster kidney function decline compared to those maintaining stable glucose levels, with nighttime glucose variability proving particularly damaging. The overnight metabolism of sugar creates unique problems. During sleep, your body's insulin sensitivity changes following circadian rhythms. Consuming high-sugar foods before bed, during this altered metabolic state, causes prolonged elevated blood glucose because your cells respond less efficiently to insulin signals. This sustained hyperglycemia bathes your kidneys in a toxic glucose environment for hours, causing endothelial dysfunction in the tiny blood vessels that perform filtration. The glomerular basement membrane, a critical filtering structure, thickens in response to chronic glucose exposure, reducing filtration efficiency and allowing protein to leak into urine. a hallmark of diabetic kidney disease. Inflammation amplifies the damage. Processed desserts contain refined oils, preservatives, and artificial ingredients that trigger inflammatory cytokine release. These signaling molecules travel through your bloodstream to your kidneys, activating immune responses that damage healthy tissue alongside any genuine threats. Chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates nephron loss, the functional units of your kidneys, and once nephrons are destroyed, they cannot regenerate. A study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein correlated strongly with kidney disease progression, independent of blood sugar control or blood pressure. The insulin resistance cycle creates long-term consequences beyond immediate glucose spikes. Regular consumption of high-sugar foods before bed trains your body to become less responsive to insulin over time. As insulin resistance worsens, your pancreas must produce increasingly large amounts of insulin to achieve the same glucose-lowering effect. These elevated insulin levels promote sodium retention by your kidneys, raising blood pressure and creating additional filtration stress. The combination of high glucose, high insulin, and elevated blood pressure creates a perfect storm for accelerated kidney decline. Hidden sugars make this habit particularly dangerous. Many foods marketed as healthy evening snacks contain substantial added sugars. Flavored yogurt can pack 15 to 20 grams. Granola bars often contain 10-15 grams, and even healthy muffins or protein bars may hide 20+ grams of sugar. People think they're making wise choices while unknowingly sabotaging their kidney health. The cumulative effect of these hidden sugars, combined with obvious desserts, can push daily sugar intake well beyond the American Heart Association's recommendation of 25 grams for women and 36 grams for men. Now that you understand which bedtime habits accelerate kidney damage, you're likely feeling concerned, but also wondering what you can actually eat before bed safely. The encouraging reality is that your kidneys possess remarkable adaptive capacity when you remove stresses and provide targeted nutritional support. The 3 evidence-based snacks I'm about to share aren't just less harmful. They actively support kidney function through specific mechanisms that reduce creatinine, lower inflammation, and facilitate overnight waste removal. These interventions are backed by peer-reviewed research showing measurable improvements in kidney markers. Number 3. Unsweetened applesauce with cinnamon. This simple combination provides powerful kidney protection through multiple mechanisms while remaining safe even for advanced CKD patients. Unsweetened applesauce contains pectin, a soluble fiber that binds uremic toxins in your digestive tract before they can enter your bloodstream. These toxins, including indoxyl sulfate and p-cresyl sulfate, are byproducts of protein metabolism that damaged kidneys struggle to eliminate. By trapping them in your gut, pectin reduces the filtration burden your kidneys face overnight. A half-cup serving provides approximately 90 milligrams of potassium and only 8 milligrams of phosphorus, making it safe for controlled intake even with stage 3-4 kidney disease. Research published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition examined pectin supplementation in CKD patients and found that those consuming pectin-rich foods showed significant reductions in serum uremic toxin levels after 8 weeks, with corresponding improvements in reported fatigue and overall well-being. The mechanism involves pectin forming a gel-like substance in your intestines that physically traps waste products, preventing their reabsorption through intestinal walls. This process gives your kidneys relief from processing these particularly toxic compounds while you sleep. Cinnamon adds critical blood sugar stabilization. This spice contains polyphenol compounds that improve insulin sensitivity and slow glucose absorption from your digestive tract. For kidney disease patients, especially those with diabetes, maintaining stable overnight blood glucose prevents the glycation damage described earlier. A study in diabetes research and clinical practice found that just half a teaspoon of cinnamon daily improved fasting blood glucose and HbA1c levels in type 2 diabetics, suggesting protective effects that extend to kidney health through better glycemic control. The antioxidant content provides additional protection. Apples contain quercetin and other flavonoids that reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue. These compounds neutralize reactive oxygen species, unstable molecules that damage cell membranes and DNA, before they can injure delicate nephrons. The combination creates a protective buffer that allows kidney cells to repair overnight, rather than defending against constant assault. Preparation matters significantly for safety. Choose truly unsweetened applesauce. Check labels carefully because many brands add corn syrup or cane sugar that eliminates benefits. Organic varieties reduce pesticide exposure, which creates additional detoxification burden. The ideal serving is 1/2 to 3/4 cup with 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon stirred in. Consuming more than 1 cup at once can provide excess natural sugars that spike glucose, while too much cinnamon may cause stomach irritation in sensitive individuals. Common mistakes include buying sweetened varieties that contain 15-20 grams of added sugar per serving, essentially converting a protective food into a kidney stressor. Another error is eating applesauce immediately after a large dinner. Wait at least 1 hour to allow initial digestion before adding this snack. The cost-effectiveness is remarkable. A jar of organic unsweetened applesauce costs approximately $4 to $6 and provides 6 to 8 servings, while cinnamon is inexpensive and lasts months. Number 2, cucumber slices with fresh lemon. This refreshing combination addresses the dehydration and electrolyte imbalances that stress kidneys overnight while providing natural compounds that support filtration. Cucumbers contain over 95% water, making them one of nature's most hydrating foods. This high water content helps dilute your blood slightly before sleep, reducing the concentration of waste products your kidneys must filter. Unlike drinking large amounts of plain water before bed, which can cause nighttime urination and disturb sleep, the water in cucumbers releases gradually during digestion, providing sustained, gentle hydration. The potassium control makes cucumbers uniquely safe. 1 cup of sliced cucumber contains only 150 milligrams of potassium, far below the levels in bananas or oranges, while providing vitamins K and C for tissue repair and immune support. The magnesium content, though modest at about 15 milligrams per cup, helps prevent the nighttime muscle cramps that plague many CKD patients. Research in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that increased vegetable intake, particularly low-potassium varieties like cucumbers, correlated with slower kidney disease progression, likely due to their alkalizing effect on blood pH. Lemon juice adds citrate, a compound that research shows may help prevent calcium-based kidney stones, a common complication of CKD. Citrate binds to calcium in urine, preventing crystal formation that can damage kidney tubules. A study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that increased urinary citrate levels reduced kidney stone recurrence by approximately 40%. Just a small squeeze of fresh lemon over cucumber slices provides this protection without adding significant potassium. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice contains only 20 milligrams. The anti-inflammatory compounds in cucumbers, including fisetin and other flavonoids, reduce inflammatory signaling in kidney tissue. Chronic inflammation accelerates nephron loss, so reducing inflammatory burden during sleep supports kidney repair processes. The fiber content, while modest, still contributes to overnight toxin binding in your gut, complementing the pectin from applesauce if you've consumed both. Practical implementation requires attention to preparation. Wash cucumbers thoroughly to remove pesticide residues or choose organic varieties. Peel them if you have difficulty digesting fiber, though the peel contains beneficial compounds. Slice into sticks or rounds for easy eating and squeeze fresh lemon juice over them just before consuming. About 1/4 of a lemon is ideal. Avoid pickled cucumbers, which contain 300–800 milligrams of sodium per serving that completely reverses the benefits. The ideal portion is 1 cup of fresh cucumber slices consumed 45–60 minutes before bed. This timing allows hydration to begin while giving your bladder time to empty once before sleep. Eating more than 2 cups may cause mild bloating or require nighttime bathroom trips. The combination costs less than $2 per serving and requires no cooking or complicated preparation, making it accessible even for patients with limited mobility or energy. Number 1. Air-popped popcorn with herbs. This surprising choice provides exceptional kidney protection through fiber content, mineral control, and antioxidant compounds, while satisfying the desire for something crunchy and filling. 3 cups of plain, air-popped popcorn contain approximately 90 calories and 3.5 grams of fiber, substantial amounts that support overnight toxin binding and stable blood sugar. Unlike processed snacks that spike glucose, then crash, popcorn's complex carbohydrates provide gentle, sustained energy that prevents the blood sugar fluctuations damaging to kidney tissue. The fiber mechanism mirrors applesauce, but works through a different pathway. While pectin is soluble fiber that forms gels, popcorn provides insoluble fiber that adds bulk to digestive contents and speeds transit time. This faster movement through your intestines reduces how long waste products sit in your gut, decreasing reabsorption of toxins back into your bloodstream. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher dietary fiber intake correlated with lower inflammatory markers and reduced cardiovascular risk in CKD patients. Important because heart disease is the leading cause of death in this population. The polyphenol content in popcorn rivals that of many fruits. These antioxidant compounds concentrate in the hull, the part that gets stuck in your teeth, and provide significant anti-inflammatory benefits. A study from the University of Scranton found that popcorn contains more polyphenols per serving than many fruits and vegetables, though this applies only to plain, unprocessed preparation. These compounds reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue, protecting cell membranes and DNA from damage during overnight metabolic processes. Mineral control makes popcorn exceptionally safe. 3 cups contain only 90 milligrams of potassium and 80 milligrams of phosphorus, both well within safe ranges for most CKD patients. The sodium content in air-popped preparation is negligible, typically under 5 milligrams per serving. This allows you to enjoy a satisfying, substantial snack without overwhelming your kidneys with electrolytes they struggle to balance. The magnesium content, about 35 milligrams per 3 cups, supports the muscle relaxation and heart rhythm stability important for restful sleep. Preparation method is absolutely critical. You must use an air popper, not microwave bags or stovetop methods with oil. Microwave popcorn contains artificial butter flavoring, excessive sodium, often 200 to 400 milligrams per serving, and phosphate additives that eliminate all benefits. Oil-popped varieties add unnecessary fats that your kidneys must help metabolize. Air popping requires a $20–30 appliance, but produces pure popcorn with nothing added. Season with dried herbs like rosemary, thyme, or basil. These add flavor without sodium, while providing additional antioxidants. A light sprinkle of nutritional yeast adds a cheese-like flavor with B vitamins, but watch portions as it contains moderate phosphorus. The safe serving is 3 to 4 cups, which looks substantial, but weighs only about 1 ounce. This visual satisfaction helps people feel they're eating enough, even though calorie density is low. Eating more than 6 cups may cause bloating or gas that disturbs sleep. The timing should be 30–45 minutes before bed to allow initial digestion. Cost effectiveness is outstanding. A pound of popcorn kernels costs $2 to $4 and yields approximately 50 servings, making this among the most economical kidney protective foods available. Integrating these 3 evidence-based snacks into your routine requires strategic planning. Start by eliminating the most problematic foods first. Replace any chips, cookies, or high-potassium fruits currently in your bedtime rotation. Week 1. Introduce just the applesauce with cinnamon, consuming it every night at the same time to establish routine. Track how you feel each morning. Energy levels, swelling, overall well-being. Most people notice reduced morning puffiness within 3 to 5 days. As sodium intake drops, in overnight hydration improves. Week 2. Alternate between applesauce and cucumber slices, varying your routine to prevent boredom while assessing which option makes you feel best. Some patients find cucumbers more refreshing, while others prefer the slight sweetness of applesauce. Both are equally protective, so personal preference should guide your choice. Week 3. Add the popcorn option for nights when you want something more substantial. By week 4, you'll have 3 reliable choices that rotate based on your appetite and preferences. Combine strategies for maximum protection. On particularly stressful days when you know your blood pressure has been elevated, choose cucumber slices for their hydration and anti-inflammatory benefits. On days when your blood sugar has been variable, opt for applesauce with extra cinnamon for glucose stabilization. When you need psychological satisfaction from a larger portion, choose popcorn. This strategic selection, based on your body's daily needs, optimizes kidney protection.